The following video is going to focus on providing an introduction on how we multiply matrices together. This video is going to focus on the technique, the approach that is used to multiply matrices. So in multiply matrices, you multiply the elements in each row by the corresponding column position in the second matrix. And so what this means is we're going to use this example as our guide, see can these two matrices be multiplied together? And what we've learned before is when you look at the dimensions, this is a 2 by 2 matrix. This is a 2 rows by 3 columns matrix. Do the insides match? If they do, they can be multiplied. So these two matrices are possibly multiplied. And your end result is going to be the outsides then. So my end result is going to be a 2 by 3 matrix. 2 rows by 3 columns. So we multiply the rows by the columns for this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take the first row and we're going to multiply it by the first column, their corresponding positions, which means when you multiply the first position by the first number, we're going to multiply 1 by -5. We're going to multiply 2 by 8. And what you do is you take the sum of those numbers. And so I'm going to repeat the process. I'm going to multiply the first row by the second column now. And so I have, since I'm doing the first row by the second column, that's going to create the position here. So we have 1 by 6, 1 times 6, plus 2 times -9. And I'm going to do the same thing with the third column, which will create the third position. And so I have 1 times 7 and 2 times 10. So what's interesting is when you multiply row 1 by column 3, it creates the term in row 1, column 3. When you multiply row 1 by column 2, as we did here, it creates a term in row 1, column 2. So now we took care of everything in this first row. So I'm going to repeat the process with my second row, and again start with the first column. So I'm going to have 3 times -5 plus 4 times 8. And I repeat it with the second column. So I'm going to have 3 times 6 plus 4 times -9. And repeat it with the third column. I'm going to have 3 times 7 plus 4 times 10. And so we're to see, now we're going to find out what these numbers are, but we do see we created 2 rows by 3 columns, a 2 by 3 matrix. And like we've pointed out before, when you multiplied row 2 by column 3, it gives you the number in row 2, column 3. When you multiplied row 2 by column 1, it gave you the number in row 2, column 1. And so now what you do is you just find out what are the products and sums of these numbers. And so I'm going to do this part just underneath it in green. 1 times -5 is -5, and 2 times 8 is 16. And so my row 1, column 1 is -5 plus 16, which is 11. I'm going to do the same thing. I have 1 times 6, which is 6, 2 times -9, which is -18. And so 6 minus 18 is -12. I have 7 times 1, which is 7, 2 times 10, which is 20. 7 plus 20 is 27. And repeat the process with the bottom row. 3 times -5 is -15. 4 times 8 is 32. -15 plus 32 is 17. 3 times 6 is 18. 4 times negative 9 is negative 36. 18 minus 36 is negative 18. Then we repeat it with that last one. 3 times 7 is 21. 4 times 10 is 40. So 21 plus 40 is 61. And so our product matrix, our end result, when we multiply the matrices, is this 2 by 3 matrix. If I state my rows first, 11, negative 12, 27, 17, negative 18, 61. When I multiplied row 2 by column 3, it gave me my result in row 2, column 3. So when you're multiplying matrices, my advice is to make sure you can always first, and then write down what the dimensions of the final matrix should be. And then just make sure when you create that final matrix, your dimensions match what they say. And you multiply the rows by the columns. Do it based off of the corresponding positions. So you're going to multiply row 1 by column 1 to get row 1, column 1. And when you do that, you multiply the first number by the first number, the second number by the second number, and you repeat that process. Now, to kind of help out with this, an explanation is when you think of it, how do this pattern is unique, maybe think of it like, I would say, finding the area of a rectangle. When you find the area of the rectangle, you do length times width. So when we wanted to find each term, each number in our position, we multiplied our length by our width. We found its sum. And then we kind of distributed it to the second column again. So what we do is we take the first row and we distribute it to all the columns for it. Then we do the second row and we distribute it to all the columns for it, finding the products and the sums along the way to get our final position. We're going to have some video examples on how multiplying matrices for more assistance, so please watch those videos for help.